Hey guys, so what is up? Welcome back to my channel. Today, what I have on hand is probably the two most iconic watches of Patek Philippe watches. So what we have on the left is the infamous 5167A on rubber bracelet, which is the Aquanaut. And on the right, we have the Nautilus 5712G, which comes in the white gold and on leather strap in the white gold finish. So as you can see, they're both very different watches. One is a normal complication with just the time and date function, which is the Aquanaut, and one is more of a complicated function in the Nautilus. So let's take a deeper look and understanding in both of the watches. Let's start with the Nautilus. So the Nautilus is very iconic. It is one of the first watches that Patek has ever produced. So it goes throughout history as one of the most iconic and best watches. In on hand today, we have in a white gold finish the 5712 complication. So it is a very aesthetic watch, I must say. It has the power reserve on the top left corner, and on the bottom left there is the moon phase with the date on it, and on the right side is the seconds hand. Overall, I like the color. The dial is very good. I do think that the strap is not very versatile in terms of like wearing it in all occasions. So it's obviously not a everyday or like every situation all day kind of watch. But overall, the finish is very nice. I'm pressing down on the buckle on the Nautilus, which is a butterfly as well. I like the leather strap. It's very classy finish and very neat and tidy. The back case of the complication is very aesthetic, and what I really like about the Nautilus is that it's a very unique watch, and like everyone knows what a Nautilus is. So when you have one on your wrist, nearly everyone that's into horology would notice this piece of history. So here you can see the clasp of the Nautilus. To be honest, I'm not sure of the clasp finish. It may be stainless steel, but the watch case finish is definitely in white gold. You can see the difference in the color with the Aquanaut. So let's move on to reviewing the Aquanaut. So personally, I really love this watch. This was one of the first Patek Philippe watches that I owned, but not the 5167. My first Patek Philippe watch was the 5065A, which is a 35mm Aquanaut back in the day. I like the Aquanaut as it's a very simplistic watch, and it's not that, it doesn't get off the vibe where it's a heavy hitter watch. It's very simple, very elegant. I like the finish on the rubber. The finish on the case is also very aesthetic and very sporty feel. What I really like about the Aquanaut compared to the Nautilus is the butterfly clasp. So the buckle and the clasp of this watch, I think, is the best in the industry, period. It's very easy, adjustable, and it's very firm and safe. And I think that you can just cut the rubber end to your own wrist size, so which is very perfect. Okay, so let's get a closer look at the watch when it sits on a wrist. So what I have on wrist right now is the Nautilus. So it's very aesthetic. You can see the finish on the case is very subtle, and the color on the dial is very unique and nice, I must say. I like the complications of this watch, but I must say it's not very proportional. And now what we have on wrist is arguably my favorite watch of all time, which is the Aquanaut. You can see it's very sporty and it has that eccentric feel. Although its complication is very simple, which is just the time and date. I really love this watch. I think this is great value, and I think one day it could be at the same level as the Nautilus.